In terms of how Huntsville supports the rest of the Corps of Engineers, I think it's important to understand that although we say we don't have boundaries, we really work within the boundaries of others. We work very hard with the other major subordinate commands, and in particular with the districts, who are really the building block for the Corps of Engineers.
We do traditional engineering and design work, from just traditional road civil design work and architectural work and structural work, to designing rooms to contain an explosion. We're doing work renovating each wedge of the Pentagon. We do work for the Smithsonian Institute and the Kennedy Center. And we also have a real cadre of scientific career fields like geophysics, chemists, biologists, architects, and then we have a large group of interior designers that are supporting furniture procurement.
Oftentimes, Huntsville is noted for our contracting and the great amount of effort we're putting into our contracting. None of that would be possible without the great technical expertise we have. When you move up into our engineering department, I don't believe there's anybody in the Corps that has a greater concentration of electrical or mechanical engineers, and they certainly lend great support to things like our IT programs and our program and our energy programs.
Actually, the whole federal government is one of the biggest consumers of energy, in our domestic region, and so we do need to lead the way, set the goals for what other private industry can do. The other is that the Department of Defense has such an influence over those. They can actually enforce those things, so that we really do lead the way, rather than it being purely voluntary. People often get energy savings confused with dollars, and that's a good point to make that distinction, is that we really do need to be aware that there is a limit to the availability of fossil fuels. We really need to know that we need to find other renewable resources or alternate energy sources to use in lieu of those, to just save them for the generations to follow.
My job is to actually try to help facilitate the deployment process. If someone wanted to deploy, they would come here first and talk to me about what it is they want to do. I would get an idea of whether or not that's something we need based on different updates we get weekly from headquarters, and I would go out there and try to find a job for them.
The Huntsville Center supports overseas contingency operations. In other words, we're placing folks, our civilians, into harm's way around the world, particularly our missions in Iraq and Afghanistan. We have folks doing every kind of work you can imagine. When you have a center with 900 people, you have admin folks who want to deploy, you have engineers who want to go provide their technical work, you have program managers who want to go manage programs. And I think the most important thing is that these are civilians. As military folks, we put on a uniform and we assume we're going to deploy throughout our careers, and that's just what it is. But for our civilians, they read the paper, they see the problems, they see the danger, and they raise their hand and say, hey, I can go fill that role and I can help my country. I can use what I've learned in my everyday job to go over into a very harsh environment and deliver something for our country. And I am extremely proud of these people.